morning, guys. It's Monday, March the 23rd, and we are beginning our second week of at-home learning. So if you're watching this, most likely you're one of my preschool students, and I hope that everything is going really well for you and your families. I'll be sending out a dojo message later in the week that if any of you are able to FaceTime with me, feel free to get back with me and let me know. I would love to talk to you and see how things are going. I hope that everything is going great for you and your family. I was going to say, if anyone, here's my email address, tmckenzie@gcbe.org. If anyone needs anything at all, like Play-Doh, please let me know. I brought a couple of packs from the school that I could bring out to you at any time. So please don't feel like, you don't have the things that you need to do some of these lessons, because I'll be more than happy to get it out to you. I have it from the school, so it wouldn't be any trouble at all, and it would be my pleasure. So anyway, I'm going to keep this lesson fairly short. I will be posting tips of the day from Tuesday to Friday in addition to this longer lesson, so I hope you'll check those out too. I'm going to start out by reading a book. This is by one of my favorite authors. They're really silly. Those of you who have been in Miss Rachel's class, I know you guys have heard this story, Silly Sally, which is another silly, wonderful story by Audrey Wood. And this story is called The Napping House, and it is also by Audrey Wood. This is one of my kids' favorite authors when they were little. I just love them. So anyway, let's read The Napping House today to get our week started. There is a house. A napping house where everyone is sleeping. And in that house there is a bed, a cozy bed, where everyone is sleeping. And on that bed there is a granny, a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that granny there is a child, a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that child there is a dog, a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that dog there is a cat, a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that cat there is a mouse, a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that mouse there is a flea. Can it be a wakeful flea? On a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. A wakeful flea who bites the mouse, who scares the cat, who claws the dog, who thumps the child, who bumps the granny. Look at them all coming out of the bed. Who breaks the bed. In the napping house where no one now is sleeping. They all had to get up. The granny and the dog and the cat and the child and the mouse and the flea. They all had to get up. They couldn't sleep anymore. So, what we're going to talk about next is an activity that you can do at home. We do it sometimes with some of my classes, and you do it in some of your other classes too. But I want you to think about a shape. Could be a square or a triangle or a circle or a rhombus or a star. What is this shape? Can you tell? It is a square. And what I want you to have your parents do is do just like I did. Draw the shape, outline it in dot, and then have a darker outline on the other side of your paper. And I want you to take your marker or your crayon. I want you to watch your grip. We're going to talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. But watch your grip. Make sure your thumb is on top and your last two fingers are tucked up against your palm. And I want you to work on tracing your square. We might do this with some different shapes each week just so you're being reminded, but we won't do it every week. And I want you to cut down the middle. Remember, when you're cutting, your thumb is the boss. He's on top. And then you're going to cut out that shape that you just traced. You can do this with regular paper. It's nothing, doesn't have to be on paper like mine, but you're going to cut it out. And then you're going to match the square up on your outline on the other side of your paper. So you have the dot to dot on one side and the actual shape on the other. You're going to match it up and glue it. So you have a square or a diamond or a circle. It's a good opportunity to work on learning your shapes. And what you can also do is find objects around the house. These are toothpicks. We're going to make a square out of the toothpicks. You do it with anything that's straight. You can make a square. Depends on the shape, whether you can use toothpicks or not, but you could use toothpicks, or you could use Q-tips, or you could use sticks that you find outside. But try to make your square another way. And you know, my favorite way to make things involves Play-Doh. That's right. Miss Trish loves Play-Doh. And please let me know if you don't have some, and I will bring you some at your house. I would love to see you, and it would be no trouble. So I want you to work on taking a little bit of Play-Doh, roll it into a snake. And today, we're going to make a square. So how many snakes are you going to need? How many sides? If you guessed 4, you would be correct. 1, 2, 3. Here's one more. 4. So we made a square out of Play-Doh too. So when you're playing with Play-Doh, think about things that you can actually do with your Play-Doh, like making a shape or making the initial of your name. You can always do that by starting out rolling your Play-Doh into a snake, and then you can do all sorts of things with it. And you can get cookie cutters or things you might have around your house just to play with your Play-Doh. That's always fun too. So I hope that you're taking advantage of this time with your child to read some stories and talk about the stories, like the one that we just read, the napping house. You might say, who was in the napping house? There's really not a right answer on that, because you could say the grandma or the child or the cat or the dog. So you're just talking about what happened in the story. And that's always good for your child. And oftentimes with the stories, they're going to have picture cues that you can look at, and that'll help answer those questions. So to touch on just a couple of things for fine motor, at the end of this weekly lesson, I'll be touching on a lot of the same things. And then through the tip of the day, which I'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll kind of build on those. But remember, when you're writing, to fix your grip. That's very important. I don't want to see this nasty grip. Make sure you're holding the crayon the right way, or the pencil or the marker, whatever you happen to use. It's a great time to practice your buttoning and unbuttoning. Work with your child on putting their socks and shoes on. Next week, I believe for one of my self-help tips of the day, I'm going to give you a really cool way to work on shoe tying to kind of carry you into spring break. Be a great time to learn how to tie your shoe, or if you're not potty trained, to take a little time to work on that skill. And just work on independence with routines at home, whether that's brushing your teeth or getting your bath and getting your pajamas on. Try to be as structured as you can be at night and help your child work on those routines to become more independent. And then as you're working throughout the day, remember to get up and down and up and down, move and then sit, move and then sit. Nobody wants to just sit all the time. So it's a good time to climb on playground equipment if you have any available. If not, you can just run around your house, get some energy off that way. Remember to push against the wall. We talked about doing that last week. Or chair push-ups where you can go up and down, up and down, up and down. You can vacuum or sweep or dust. You can pull a friend or a heavy item in a wagon or on a pillow or a blanket. Last week, on Thursday, I believe, I talked about animal tricks you could do for a heavy work break, which were frog jumps and crab walks and bear walks, and I'll be doing 3 more of those this Thursday, so I hope you'll check those out. Once again, I hope your first week of school at home went well, and I hope that this week goes well. Again, please reach out to me at any time on my email or via Class Dojo. I believe all of you should have access to me on your teacher's Classroom Dojo. If not, here's another way, and my offer does stand to bring you Play-Doh or scissors or whatever you may need. That would be my pleasure. So anyway, I hope you have a great Monday, and I will see you tomorrow for the tip of the day number 1 for week number 2. Bye-bye.